Here we go. Welcome everybody to our Monday night, finally, Vox Life Associate in the Spotlight call. After we got through a couple of our technical glitches here, I am absolutely delighted to have Karen Smith on our call tonight as our Associate in the Spotlight. Now, Karen is a resident of Kingston. Her and her husband Dave live on a beautiful lake in Kingston, Ontario. And I believe Karen is coming up to 5 years in March, I believe, that she has been with Vox. So we're excited for that anniversary coming up for you, Karen. There's a lot of people that have actually been hitting that sort of 4 to 5 year mark, and hats off to those people that have still been here, sharing the mission, sharing the technology, going out day in and day out, and letting the people of the world know what we have to offer. Karen herself is a survivor of not only cancer but a TBI. This technology has really helped her. She has 3 children, if I'm not mistaken, Karen, and one stepdaughter, I believe, as well, and has really been a real contributing factor to this mission, and her ability to continue to persevere through her challenges that she has not only personally suffered, but working through her challenges have been made a little easier for sure wearing our technology. So we're really excited to have Karen as our associate in the spotlight tonight to share some of the things that she does to progress her business, to reach out and share this technology. So maybe we could start off, Karen, just a little bit with A, how were you introduced to the tech? And B, what did it help you with, and what were you looking for as far as our technology to help you with?
Sure. Well, I was introduced to Vox Life. I always say from a silly sock guy, Paul Austin. And at the time, it really wasn't even for myself. I was like Jay, looking for something to help my mom, who had suffered years with neuropathy to the point where she couldn't even walk on her own. She needed to use a walker. And, prior to that, I mean, my father had passed away 8 years prior to that. So, getting out of the house for her was not easy, and nor did she like to, as she says, burden other people by having to fold up a walker, putting it into a vehicle and what have you. So I watched Paul posting online for, well, probably a good 6 months before I decided, hey, maybe this is real. Maybe this is something that can help. And the only way I'm going to try it is to try it with my then 88-year-old mom at the time. And within 15 minutes, I saw a miracle happen. And after 3 to 4 months, I'm proud to say my mom is still with us. She's 93 this year, and that walker has been sitting in the corner since that time, almost 5 years ago.
Wow. So seriously, I mean, you saw a miracle happen here. Let's talk a little bit more about what your mom was dealing with, and where she was at and where she is today. And this is years later, obviously.
Yeah. She was really struggling because without my father, that was her lifelong partner for 60 years. And, living on her own in their home, out in the country. She had friends that would come over and visit her, but she wasn't getting out anywhere. And we know what happens when we sit in our own 4 walls. You start to get depressed. You start to even wonder why you're even here anymore.
Sure.
So, after having the socks on and, getting out and about with her friends, I, the first 15 minutes, she could feel tingling in her feet. And I'll tell you, Terry, I still wasn't believing it. I was like, okay, maybe it's mind over matter. Maybe I don't know what it is, but it's something, but there's no way these socks are doing this, right? So long story short, I'll just give you a little bit. I left them with her for the weekend. I told her to call me back. I told her I'd call her back on the Monday because Mondays were her day out. That was the only time she would go out, would be on Monday with her friends. And I forgot my tissue again, but anyways, she went out with her friends that Monday. I called her Monday night. Now, normally her thing is she would, you know, go out in the morning and she'd be so tired after that. She'd come home and have a nap. 5:30 Monday night, I call her. She's all bright-eyed and she's like, "Hey, how are you doing? What's in these socks?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Obviously you've had a good nap." And she's like, "What nap?" Marie and I went out this morning. We went to the mission stores, the thrift stores, and we went out for lunch. We walked around Costco, and we walked around Walmart, and I'm just like, I am like beside myself. And I'm like, okay. And
Crazy.
I'll never forget these words. She said to me, I want to tell you something. I did all this without my walker today. And I want to thank you for giving me back my life. My mom, for the past 5 years, has still been actively involved in Red Hatters. She still does teaching quilling. She has people come into the house and she teaches quilling. And you know, when we had our last, I was telling Kevin the other day, when we had our last you know, double launch kit, I'm always going up there and dropping off product to her so that she can give it to her friends, sell it to her friends, whatever. Well, my mom will be 93 this year. My mom is my oldest associate now because she has her own launch kit up there and she is sharing with people in her community.
That is fabulous. Well, you know, it's almost, you know, the way it was meant to be. I mean, there's, you know, there's so many of us that have helped our moms. Before my mom passed away, I know my mom used to say, "Give me the socks with the badges. Give me the socks with the badges." Now, she didn't know what they were. She just knew that they felt better. And how ironic is it that so many of us have helped a parent, whether it's a mom, whether it's a dad, whatever. And that's where it started with Jay. He started this mission trying to help his mom, with MS. And so, how good does it make us all feel? How it must have made you feel unbelievable, Karen, because you know she can't repay you. You know
Yeah.
that, you know, and to help your mom or a dad or whatever. Tell us a little bit about how you felt with you know, her telling you, "You gave me my life back." That's quite a profound statement.
You know, it's profound. And for some people that know me, they know my background and they know that, you know, this is she's my mom, but she's my adoptive mom. And I was with them in foster care when I was 8 months old until I was 5. And then I was returned back home to my biological family. And at 14, I decided that the life that I was having in Toronto was not what was meant to be. So I asked them if I could go back and live with them. And at 47, they legally adopted me.
Wow.
So they gave me my life to start with. I got through life because of them. So it was an honor and a blessing to be able to give my mom her life back.
I bet. I bet. Phenomenal story. Phenomenal story. Now let's switch gears a little bit here and let's talk about Karen Smith. Let's talk about Karen Smith and the results. Let's sort of transition from the results you had. We know what your mom had, which is, you know, a beautiful story. But let's talk about Karen Smith and how this technology in whatever form you wore it helped Karen Smith. It made you decide to say, "I got to be part of this. I've got to be part of this mission. I've got to be able to share it." Let's shift gears and go there for a second.
Sure. Well, after seeing what happened with my mom, which I never thought, and neither did she think she would walk again, I was dealing with um, individual medical issues. I've had 4 motor vehicle accidents. I've had 2 falls from horses. I've had a golf ball to the head. I've had x-rays, I had MRIs, and all of the things that I was dealing with over the years of headaches, chronic migraines, refractory migraines for that fact, sciatica nerve pain, mood swings, depression, anxiety, restless leg syndrome, all of them were treated with drugs on different occasions. So, I mean, I had been on, Oxycontin, hydromorphone, Maxalt for migraines, Lyrica, gabapentin, oxytocin, you name it, I've probably had it in my body. And I just, after going through cancer and having surgery and treatments back in 2014, I didn't want to put any more toxins in my body. And it was hard. I mean, I found myself, a holistic oncologist at that point too, because I wasn't even taking the tamoxifen that they wanted to give me.
Mm-hmm.
So what a better thing to do than to try these products. So, from 2017 up until late 2019, it was like socks and insoles and what have you. And then the sleeve came out, the patches. And for me, you go through all of these years on all of these drugs and it's your new normal. That's just the way you live.
Sure.
And I had the honor, and I feel so blessed, of meeting Dr. Sylvia Passfield, and I went and actually invested and had my brain mapped.
Yeah.
And from that brain mapping, and from what Dr. Syl had told me, all of these years I had been treating for individual medical issues with so many drugs, all of those symptoms were all part of what I was then diagnosed with after that brain map, with a moderate traumatic brain injury.
Wow.
I have been drug-free, med-free, pain-free for 5 years, wearing this tech and seeing unbelievable results on a brain map. And for me, I feel like I'm probably 85 to 90% recovered.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So your mom had results, you had results. It's going back to 2017. Were you in 217, 218? Were you thinking about this as a business? Did it ever cross your mind that there might be an opportunity here to try and build an additional income of some sort through your own experience with the product? Did that cross your mind?
Well, I'll tell you what I did, probably something that not too many people do. I started in March of 2017, and by the time July came, I had been with a company for 13 years, a major telecommunication company. And I flat on the spot quit my job and said, this is my calling, this is my passion, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't care if it's gonna be the same salary that I made there, but this is what I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I flat out quit my job and started doing Vox Life full time.
Now, full time. So let's determine, because there's lots of people in Vox Life that need to understand your definition of full time, because we all have sort of a definition of full time, part time, and sometime. And so, what was Karen Smith's definition of full time at this point? And now that's okay. It may have changed. It may have, it may have pivoted, whatever. But at this point, you felt that this was a mission. This is something you had to be part of. This was your calling. What was part time for Karen Smith?
Full time for me at that point was just focusing on building the business, investing in the business, investing in myself and personal development, because it doesn't happen overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And what full time was back in 2017 is definitely different than what full time is right now for me. Full time right now for me is I'm on my computer at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I could be off my computer at 11, 12, 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
It's full time now. Then I would say it was probably full time, 9 till 12, take a couple of hours off, maybe a couple of days here and there. Now it's like full force. Every day I'm on my computer. Every day I'm doing my job. Every day I'm finding people to change lives.
So you're now full time, which sometimes is 8 hours a day, sometimes it's 18 hours a day. I get that. We're
Yes.
doing Zoom calls. We're in, you know, Canada, US, the UK, Northern Ireland. We have associates, and I know you're just starting to build in the UK, and
Yep.
bravo. And so we've had a tough time, and I know there's probably times where Karen Smith has probably felt like saying, "I can't do this. I can't do this." What did you do as a business person to get through those times? Because I think everybody has them, Karen. Do you know what I mean? I think everybody has those, those moments of doubt and those times where we think, I can't do this, man. Like I'm spent. I'm tired of the nose. I'm tired of people thinking I'm the crazy sock lady or the crazy sock man or whatever. What did you do in those times of doubt when you felt like this was your calling to get through those moments? What did you do?
Well, we have an amazing Vox Life family. And although, we all have our own individual downlines, we are all one team. And you need to lean on your team, your family.
Hmm.
And right in front of my face, I'm seeing Mr. Duguay with a smile because that man has taken so many phone calls from me going, that's it, I'm done. I quit. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I'm done. And then, you get going with the conversation and I've had other talks with other people that aren't on my team. I've leaned on Elsa. Um, I've leaned on Heather. They've all heard me throughout these years that, okay, I think this is it. I'm not going anywhere. Things aren't happening. I can't do anything. I think this is a sign for me to stop. And every single one of them is like, nope, keep going, keep going. And sometimes that's all you need. You need to have other people lift you up. And I have never been with another company so uplifting and so supportive with the culture of this company ever. This family is amazing. It doesn't matter whether you're sideways down, wherever your downline is, upline, sideways, it's all one family. And we rely on each other and reach out and do it.
Well, I know for a fact that everybody that's on this call has got into this with pure intent to help somebody. As humans, we're meant to love, we're meant to share, we're meant to help others. We're not meant to hate. We're not meant to hurt people like our current government. We're meant to love, we're meant to care. And you've certainly done that. And I will agree with you wholeheartedly. We have a culture that we've created of helping each other. And we need people like Doogsy. We need people like you. We need people like Heather. We need people like Norm and Heather Lemke and all the people that are on this call. We need each other to keep going, because what's more important than anything is being able to improve the quality of somebody's life, however small it is. Doesn't matter if it's 3%, 4%, 5%, 25%. I mean, look at what you did for your mom, right? How do you put a price on that? How do you put a time limit on that, right? So I look at the people that jump on these calls every week and want to know, what is somebody like Karen Smith dealing with? What is she dealing with in her business? How is she proceeding? Because tell you what, we all feel lost sometimes in our business. We know what the intent is. We all want to help somebody, but a lot of times it's like, where do we find that person? And then along comes Jay with offering us, promo patches to send out, right? So we have these opportunities that the corporate gives us that we have to take advantage of. And I see you, Karen. I see you post. I see you packaging up all these patches. And I know everybody on here, these inquiring minds want to know, how are you finding these people? What are you doing to find these peoples where you've showing all these packages of patches? Give us a couple little things that you do with regards to these promo patches to help get technology on people, which will ultimately, hopefully, turn into customers and possibly teammates, associates that will join us in this mission.
Absolutely. Well, Heather Lemke and I had done up
Heather who?
patches. Heather Lemke.
Oh, Heather Lemke. Okay.
Okay. So we spent an afternoon just on a Zoom with the patches that Jay has given us. So for anybody that's taking advantage of it, you can't go wrong with, like, 33 cents for a REM patch, or for each day, or $1.66 or whatever for the other patches. So what we've done is we've just taken pictures of the front and the back. We've made up our own little packets. You'll see it says 4 days worth, four patches, 8 days, 48 hours. It's simply the same package that Jay has given us, and we've just taken a picture of it and put it on a name badge label and stuck it on little bags that we bought at the dollar store. So then what I do is I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, and you just go through there. What you want to do is you want to find people that are looking. So you're basically looking for people that are looking. There's no sense wasting patches or product on people that aren't going to use it or don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
So as most of us, or probably all of us, are on Facebook, get yourself into some groups with things that you're dealing with, what your issues are. So I'm in a concussion support group. And, sometimes things will happen and they'll say, like, oh, I've been having all these headaches. What can I do? And although you can't promote your products in there, sometimes what I'll do is I'll just say, you know what, I wear my cognitive sleeve. That's enough to prompt somebody to message me and say, hey, what's this cognitive sleeve?
Mm-hmm.
So then you tell them about it. Or the other thing is, you'll see these ads go through on Facebook. And this is where I'm getting a lot lately is, try this electrical pen for pain, or try this Kylo patch for whatever. And you go through there and you read the comments. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll just put a reply on somebody's comment and I'll say, sent you a message. Because if they're not friends with you, they're not going to see a message come through. And I simply just start out with a message. Hi, I know you don't know me, but I saw you comment on a post of whatever. I'm with a neurological wellness company with drug-free products that I believe may help you. If you're open to taking a look at it, let's chat. If not, that's okay too.
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of people going, hey, what are you talking about? Especially when you say drug-free.
Yeah, those are key words, aren't they? Drug-free, especially someone who has, had quite a cocktail of pills for your issues over the years. And so if you Karen Smith, as a business person with Vox, let's just whip through sort of 3 things that you do without fail every week, not necessarily every day, but sort of part of your daily method of operation. What are 3 things that Karen Smith does every week to try and move your business forward?
Follow-ups are key. Follow-ups are huge. I don't know how many times we've been told the fortune's in the follow-up. So every Thursday, my morning is all follow-ups.
Okay.
So, if I've sent out patches the week before to people, I'll follow up with them. I keep a list of everybody that I have sent patches out to, what their condition was, because I talk to them in a message and I say, okay, I'm going to send you this, this, and this. What are your issues? And may I follow up with you in another week's time or 2 weeks' time, depending on where I'm sending the patches, to give enough time for mailing and for them to use them. So definitely follow up. I am on Facebook every single day, just looking in, different areas to message people. So I message people every single day. And the other thing is, you also have to invest in yourself. So Fridays, I'm on Ray Higdon's Free Coaching Fridays. I do a lot of reading myself on Fridays for self-development, because this stuff doesn't always come easy. In the first couple of years, because of stuff that I dealt with back in my childhood, I was afraid to reach out to people. And until I figured out what those roadblocks were,
Sure.
now nothing stands in my way. I've gotten rid of why. And yeah, so basically follow-ups on Facebook every day, looking for people that are looking,
Mm-hmm.
not just for anybody, and self-development.
Yes. Self-development is a huge thing, because confidence and belief in what you do, I think, are paramount. I mean, you can't do anything in a positive, serious, positive vein if you don't believe in what you're doing. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
and I know there's times that we've all felt doubt about products, doubt about, our abilities. And virtually what you have become, in my estimation, is, aside from being an incredible person and being so willing to give, is that you've had to become a professional sharer. You had to get over your hurdles and get over those roadblocks and those things that, kept Karen Smith from believing in herself and believing in her product, and become a professional sharer. And words like drug free, those are huge words to be able to help somebody, right? Um,
Yep.
and so, you know, I think all the things that you've talked about tonight, Karen, a lot of us have felt. We've all felt those moments of doubt. We've all felt those moments of despair. And to be quite honest, it's not an easy world that we're living in right now, whether we're in Canada or the U.S. or U.K. with what's happening, which I'm sure everybody's aware of. But we've persevered. All of us have persevered. Jay has persevered. I mean, he's doing his best to give us opportunities to get products on people and to be able to give us opportunities to buy at the best value and so on. And so as you continue on your business, um, is it safe to say that you work at this every day? Not necessarily all day, but every day, whether it's a Saturday or Sunday or whatever, you're loaded for bear. You've got product on you at all times. I used to say we used to carry, insoles in our pockets like they were a pair of six shooters. So if we ever had to throw them on the ground and give somebody the lateral and dynamic stability assessment, me and Dukes used to laugh about that all the time, that we'd go out with our suits on and have two insoles sticking in our back pockets flapping away and be ready to throw them down in front of somebody wherever they were. But I know that when you have a passion about something, it doesn't really feel like work at times. And so is that true with you, Karen? A lot of times that you do it because your passion is there. You've helped so many veterans, I know that, in the Kingston area, and have given so much. Do you feel that this is an everyday thing for you, that is propelling you forward in your business because the passion? And so you're at the point now, after 5 years almost, where it doesn't matter whether somebody says no, it doesn't matter whether somebody hammers you down. We'll have those good days and bad days, but your passion and your belief has been strengthened in 5 years to a degree that nothing's going to stop you now. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely. My passion drives me. I used to always look back at it's easy to look at how many people said no to me.
Hmm.
But turn that around now, and it's like it doesn't matter how many people said no. Look at how many people I've helped. Look at how many people we've all helped. Over 7 million people. That's insane over a 5.5 year period. So always look at what you're doing and what you've done and how many more you can help. There's always going to be those ones that are going to say no. It doesn't matter. It's not for them.
Yeah,
I look for people that are looking.
absolutely. And I think, we get into these situations with Fox Life that we tend to take it personally, right? We tend to, somebody maybe, saying no because they're just not ready now, and I mean, myself included, you take it personally. I'm like, what do you mean no? I don't accept that, right? Put these damn socks on, right? But they don't get it yet. And I think, it's one of those things where you can never say the right thing to the wrong person. It doesn't matter what you do. You can never say the right thing to the wrong person, but to the right person who's open, you can never say the wrong thing, right?
Exactly.
They get it on. They want to try it. They want to do whatever, because maybe exhausted all their avenues and they're in a place of despair. Who knows? Maybe it's the athlete that says, you know, I'd like to get a 3%, 5%. I mean, in the sports world, and Kevin and I, Doogsy and I have talked about this all the time. I mean, we used to look for performance improvements of 2%, 3%. And when we're showing people 10 and 15% with these products, they're just absolutely mind blowing. The problem is with athletes, they don't want to share it because they don't want people to know their new secret weapon, so to speak, right? But those that have been, struggling with, issues like you went through, Karen, with TBIs and the different issues that you've been dealing with, you find some relief that's not a pill. These people want to shout it from the rooftops, right? They see this as light at the end of the tunnel, and they want to share that. And I think that's where a lot of passion comes in. So as we close off this call, if you could give 3 Facebook tips. Let's go with Facebook because you do a lot of stuff on Facebook. If you could give people listening tonight 3 tips. Now I know you've talked about joining groups, but give us 3 Karen Smith tips that you could leave people with tonight that would help them spread the word of this technology and be consistent with it on Facebook.
Doing lives. And if you're not comfortable with doing Facebook lives, then record something and put it on Facebook. So when I say doing a Facebook live, sometimes what'll happen is I'll just do a walk, out in the country here, and I'll have my socks on, and it'll be like, just did 5-kilometer walk, and thanks to my wearable neurotech, no sciatica flare up. Relate something back to something that you're dealing with, because there's somebody else out there that's dealing with it too.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of vendor events, so I take some of the posts that I put in my online vendor events and I just put them on Facebook as well. And it's consistency. It's every single day. You have to post every single day. And what else?
So we're talking lives, possibly.
Yeah.
So, if you can't do a live, do a recording. That could be something that you post, right? And obviously posting something every day that relates to, like you said, hey, just went for a 5K walk or 2K walk and no sciatica flare-ups. I'm so grateful for this wearable neurotech, whatever, something like that. That's 2. Send us away with something.
And I post on stories as well and reels. I'm seeing a lot of stuff coming through Facebook reels now. They seem to be the big thing, is reels. So they're just very little short things, right? I mean, it could just be, the other day I did a poster up in Canva, and I take testimonials that we have. Ask the person in our testimonial group if they mind you sharing it. And then all I do is I take like a picture if they haven't provided one, and a little blurb, and I put it in a Canva post, or you can just post it right on your Facebook. People love stories. They love testimonials. Every time I do an online vendor event, every time I post the little, real people, real results pictures that we used to put up, they're like, love stories. Stories sell.
Sure
they don't care about the statistics that we have and the white papers that we have and everything else that we have. They want to see the results and what people have experienced. So testimonials.
I know that speaks loud and clear when you look at 54,000 people on our testimonials group, right? I mean, it speaks very, very loud and clear, which I think is still one of the best tools. But I think what's really resonating with me, Karen, with you is, despite challenges that you've had and doubt that you've had, you're not alone. And thank you for being vulnerable, that way with us, because there's lots of people that feel that way. We've all felt that, that despair, that discouragement, that whatever. And regardless of whatever the reasons are, if our passion and our belief is there, would you encourage people to persevere through that? Reach out to teammates, have a talk, whether it's a little, sometimes I call it a little boot in the arse, so to speak. Sometimes you just need to get going again. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and we all need it. Like, we all need to do that. Um, would you encourage people to reach out to people in the team? They don't necessarily have to be financially linked, and that's what I love about our culture is we don't have to be financially linked to talk to each other and encourage each other to get through and don't be afraid. Vulnerability can be real strength at times, to be real with what you're feeling and get through that. So that vulnerability, I think, is powerful, what you shared tonight. But the other thing that's ringing really loud and clear for me tonight also is consistency, is that consistency of doing it day in and day out, whether you feel like doing it or whether you don't feel like doing it, do it. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, definitely. Reaching out, let's face it, the past 2 years have been hard for all of us. I mean, a lot of us used to go out and do face-to-face vendor shows. We've not seen people for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
When you're trying to run your business strictly from your home and you have no contact with people, we need to vent. We all need to vent.
Sure we do.
Get on a call out to your team, or like you said, Terry, it doesn't have to be your downline or your upline. It could be anybody. We're all there to sit and just chat, just have somebody listen to you. There's times where, I'll call Kevin and it's not even a conversation back and forth. It's just me venting.
Yeah.
And then you get off the call and you go, okay, I got that off my chest. Now I can move forward, because who else am I going to talk to at home beside my walls?
Yeah.
Right? Reach out to people. You
Yeah.
have to have that, and consistency for sure. I mean, every single day. There's mornings where I get up in the morning and it's just like, oh, I really don't want to do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, with the luxury of Zoom, you can be in your pajama bottoms and a t-shirt and still do your work and nobody even knows. Just push yourself to do it. When you push yourself, great things happen. And I've seen it over the past year. Things have exploded for me over the past year. I've added 13 people to my team since December.
Good for you. Wow.
And it's that belief. It's that I've got that passion. I need to do this, right? Whereas before it's like, okay, I'll do it today. And when you start out that way, okay, I'll do it today, that's how your day's going to go. I don't get up anymore and let the day dictate to me what it's going to be like. I determine what my day is going to be like.
Yeah,
And
that's what
every
I
day
love.
is flipping amazing.
You grab that day by the throat and you tell that day what it's going to be. I love that. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Good for you. That's awesome. Well, Karen, you shared some amazing things with the team tonight. We all need to link arms together. We all need to have that encouragement from each other. And I think it's the culture that we've all created, helping each other, because what's our mission? Our mission is to help people. Our mission is to do that. So helping people means helping each other. We all know what the tech does for each other. We all know, what we feel, and that there's all of us have personal reasons of why we wear the tech, and they're all different reasons, but they're all for beneficial reasons. We're not wearing it to be worse. We're wearing it to be better. And so to encourage each other and pick each other up, I think is a real key factor to be able to do that. And there's nothing shameful about those things when you feel like you're down or you just need to vent or you whatever, to reach out and be there for each other. I think that's so important. And anybody that's on this call that's played in team sports before, we know how important team is. We know how important, our quarterback is, and our linebackers and our left wingers and our right wingers and our center fielders and whatever, of all those things that are on a team. Very important that we pick each other up and encourage each other, because we all can't be 100% every day. It's just not possible. It's not reasonable. And so consistency, being real with yourself, are key factors, and doing something every day that is going to do something to move your business forward is resonated loud and clear with me tonight. So Karen, spectacular. Great call. I'm just delighted that you were our associate in the spotlight tonight. I see a lot of high fives going on the screen here now, a lot of applauding, a lot of whatever. And you know what? I think I can say this safely. Feel free to look at Karen's Facebook page. Look at some of the posts that she does. Look at some of the things that she does. And put it into your own words, edit it a bit if you want, but look at what she's doing and be consistent. Do something every day that plants those seeds. They may not come to fruition that day, but plant them, follow up, and be passionate about our mission. And I think that, like Karen has seen, those successes will come. 13 people that you've added to your team since December is incredible. So bravo for that. We got more people jumping on that are going to be missionaries like the rest of us. And we're all grateful for what you have done, Karen, for sure. So I'm just going to stop the recording here.